Hi Pisces, this is Christina here from the Tarot Shack, here to do your September 2020 love reading, general reading. These are just general messages meant for, it doesn't necessarily have to be love. It can be many different things, but it is meant for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and only take what applies and discard the rest because it's not meant for everyone. I'm using mostly the Rider-Waite deck, and then I've also pulled 2 cards from Find Your Happy by Shannon Kaiser. Now let's go ahead and get started. In the past here, because I'm doing past top row, present is the middle, and then future for the bottom row here. In the past, I feel like there was some sort of decision. The decision involved moving forward. So it could have been like some sort of decision to progress, possibly like change, like a transition, like moving forward. So for some of you, I'm getting some of you made a decision to buy a house, for example. Others made a decision to become more committed. Or it's almost like in that situation, like to made like some sort of change. Like some of you changed careers. Some of you made a decision to do what makes you happy. Some of you made a decision to end a relationship that wasn't making you happy. But either way, it's looking at the situation a different way, because in the past here, the goal, the outcome was the 10 of Cups, and that's upright, so that's great. So whatever it is, you initiated this change, or the other person initiated this change because they weren't happy, and someone wanted to change the outcome. So in order to change the outcome, they simply changed their view, their belief on the situation. So if you felt like it wasn't working, all you had to do was flip that around and start, seeing it a little differently. And when you did that, things really started to happen for you. I'm getting this song like just like fire. Some of you could be dealing with a fire sign. I'll post it in the description box, that song. But basically with that song, it's like we came here to run it. So I don't know, it's like seeing that you have more control over the situation than you once believed. You have more control over the direction than you thought you had. And it just all had to do with the way you were seeing a situation, perceiving a situation, viewing a situation. And once that changed, everything else changed. But yeah, some of you could definitely be dealing with a fire sign. So Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. I've got Sagittarius in particular down here. I've also got air, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. We've got Pentacles, so we've got Earth. So I've also got Pisces here, and Earth is, and I've got any water sign really. So like yourself, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Earth, like I said before, that is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I pretty much, let's see, it could really be any sign. So we've got so many here. In particular, I am picking up fire. So if it's not a person, it's definitely a passion. It's definitely fire, like heat, like passion, like what you desire. And in the present, we've got the King of Swords, and it looks like though what it looks like is that when you have one area in your life that's doing very well, like the 10 of Cups here, upright in the past, then your pentacles are not doing so great. It's like you might be noticing that when you're focusing all of your attention on one area, other areas start to slip, or you're either neglecting. So it doesn't have to be like for in this situation, cups are upright and the pentacles are reversed, but for some of you you can flop that around. So when you're really like on top of the world in finances, your love life could be suffering, or if your love life is great, your pentacles are not so great, and you may be noticing that, you may be seeing that pattern there or something like that. And some of you, it could be other areas of your life where just two different areas you just struggle with, when one is good, one is bad. And it's like, it may have something to do with the fact that you're trying to do too much, carry too much, and it's just too much on you. And it's really cutting your hands. So holding those swords there, really cutting your hands, or someone's. It's like maybe you're trying to do too much in only one area and not really spreading out and doing things in kind of like you're overworking. So you're doing too much, and it's not leaving a lot of time for other areas in your life. And because of that, some of those areas might be neglected. Some of those areas might be, not as successful as other areas in your life. Now, we have two people here, and they are facing each other. These people, they're facing each other. Their focus is on two different things, though. One is focused on cups. One is focused on pentacles. Both are reversed. One is a knight and one is a page. So we both got, it's pretty young kind of energy here. Both of them are young. Both of them are just, they have their own attention. It's like looking at something through someone else's eyes. It's going to look totally different. So these people want different things. They want different things. And if you were to look through someone else's eyes, it would probably look way different than what you are seeing through your own eyes. And basically that's what's going on here, in a sense, is that these people want totally different things. And the way they see the situation, the way they view it, the way they're trying to even manifest, the way they're trying to create it, the way it's almost like I'm feeling a control here instead of like a flow. It's more of like a control here. And these two people are trying to be in charge. They're trying to be the one to run it. Instead of like working together. See, this person carrying everything by themselves. You're not supposed to carry everything by yourself. You have two people down here. So someone is going to, in the future here, lighten the load. And so if you've been doing something all by yourself, you don't have to do that, because each of you, if this is love or work or whatever, this is teamwork here. This is like where you are good in certain areas, they lack in others, but you make up for it, and vice versa. So this is like bringing what you have and them bringing what they have to the table and meeting in the middle and then helping one another. And this is making a better outcome. And see, they're offering something, and because of that, it's like I'm getting. So what I'm getting now is like, let's say you have a garden, and you're growing like tomatoes and cucumbers, but you don't have any watermelon, and they have watermelon. So here they come offering you something that you didn't have, and because of that, you couldn't have, without them, had watermelon because you didn't have it. They gave it to you, and then they couldn't have had cucumbers and tomatoes because you gave it to them. Do you see that? You give each other different things. You give each other something that otherwise you wouldn't have had if you didn't get that from that specific person. So I'm getting a very very soulmate, destined kind of vibe here, this relationship. And it doesn't have to be for everyone, but you are getting something from them. They are getting something from you that they can't get from just anyone. You can't get from anyone. And it is really lightening the load there, because they are taking some off of your plate and you're taking some. The problem is that someone was trying to do everything alone. And I think that's why areas were failing. And I think they're starting to see that. Could have been you that was trying to do things alone. And then you just never had enough to give. And then someone felt neglected, or you felt neglected because that person didn't have enough to give. Where now, this is about giving and receiving and learning to give and receive. This is definitely maybe a fire sign, or if not a fire sign, someone very passionate, you feel passionate about. This is something that you feel passionate about. This is you getting back what you're putting in. This is in the future, you learning to receive, you allowing, you learning how to allow, you learning how to accept, you are receiving here for something that you've done. It's like getting back. So could be definitely a Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. Like I said, this could just be something that you've created that you're passionate about. Could be actually a passionate relationship, and you're starting to benefit from whatever you put in, you're getting back now. So whatever, you might start to see like where you like sowing and reaping. So you're reaping what you sow. So if you're planting something in your garden, this is like the time in the future. In the past you were just planting it. Okay, it was just an idea. It was just like a seed. And then in the future here, this is like so that was, the past was action. So in the future, this is like it's actually growing, and it's beyond growing. It's growing to full term, and some of you could be having a baby. Some of you could be definitely having a baby, especially with this Empress card here. Some of you definitely seeing a new beginning, like new growth, and if not, some of you could be getting married. Some of you could be just committing to something. Some of you could have started a new business in the past, and now you're reaping the rewards for that. This is just like a very abundant time for you. And this was all, something that you decided to do whenever you put in the action in the past, because you had to plant that seed in order for it to, you had to water it, you had to grow. You had to take care of it. It had to have time to develop. And for some of you, definitely are having a baby. But this is basically you having to allow, having to receive. This is you learning to receive and allow. And you've got something brand new in the future, something coming. it doesn't have to be brand new. It could be something that you've, it's just like, it's like you've manifested something and now you're just allowing it. So you're just allowing it and it's coming to you because you're allowing it. Okay. So let me read the 2 cards that I have here. Okay. So I am gentle with myself in transitions, and then every next level of my life will demand a different version of me. So let's start with card number 33. Okay. Card number 33 is I am gentle with myself in transitions. Life transitions can have the same effect on us as a loss. Even if the transition is a positive one, we will grieve for what was, because moving from one phase of life into the next can feel unnerving. When you navigate transitions, there is a period of great outer and inner change. You are going from familiar to unfamiliar, and while that's always scary, you have nothing. You have nothing to fear. The fear of the unknown is simply a lack of clarity. You can remove the fog of uncertainty by focusing on what you want and take action towards your goals. Through any transition, be compassionate, be patient with yourself. You are growing, much like the caterpillar that becomes a butterfly. You are getting ready to spread your own wings. Then for card number 54. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Okay. Card number 54. And it doesn't help. The pages are sticking. Okay. Every next level of my life will demand a different version of me. You did it. You are living your dream. You got what you set out to get. So why doesn't it feel that way? So why doesn't it feel the way you thought it would? Why do you still feel like something is off? It could be that you are still functioning as a version of you that is no longer serving your current life. This isn't your fault. You are not off track. It takes time to adjust to your new self. Most of us focus on so hard. Tongue-tied. Most of us focus so hard on our dreams that when our goals manifest into reality, they can often feel different than what we thought. This is a combination of our expectations and our own soul's growth. The reality is that many dreams are not meant to be long-lasting. Often they are stepping stones to bigger, better, long-lasting goals. Sometimes we go for a dream and it manifests to give us tools, learning, and lessons that will lead us to an even bigger dream that is part of our life plan. The purpose is to focus on living a life dedicated to your dreams. And as you show up for each new dream, you will be asked to bring a new version of you forward. Each dream helps you become more of who you really are. Okay, so I hope this message reached someone that it was meant for. And please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back to do another reading at some point, and I will see you then.